Dungeon Master tip of the podcast is 3 sense descriptors. Whenever you describe something important, use 3 different senses. You spot the fortress the kobold informant told you about. It looks centuries old, fallen into disrepair long, long ago. You can't see it, but you can hear the unmistakable sound of kobolds' grunts and screams that they call a language. You smell smoke and burning meat from somewhere inside. Or the Dwarven blacksmith hands you a newly crafted sword. It's silver with white and red designs and a green jewel in the base of the handle. The metal is cold to the touch and numbs your fingers when you press them against the blade's edge. You swing it through the air and you hear a hum, not dissimilar to a tuning fork. Now I got this from Reddit, and I tried to go back and find the Redditor post. It was like a collection of DM tips. If I can, I will try to make sure it gets into the show notes. But what do you guys think about this tip?
This is definitely something that you shouldn't do all the time. Like, this will drastically drag on some of your campaign. But if you are a guy, like, if you're going into a new setting, this is very, like, writer-esque of this whole thing. But if you're going into, like, a new city, obviously you want to make, this is a new city, you want to set the setting, right? But once you set the setting, you don't need to keep setting the setting.
Yes. And
Token.
by keeping it to 3 things, it's easy to remember those things, right? Mm-hmm. If I tell you you walk into Baldur's Gate and the smell of fecal matter and piss,
you're going to remember that.
You're not going to forget that.
I remembered that one. Or you hear the constant clamoring of people and like horse carriages frantically going about. Like it's the reason it's a detail is because it's different from the norm.
Yes.
Which is huge. That's the point.
Yeah.
And obviously you can say you see like broken down buildings and maybe there was once a fire on one of these. Maybe you can still smell the smoke. You can still smell it. Yeah.
I like that.
Stuff like that.
And that's important because you don't need to describe everything, but if you take a second to just describe the important aspects on the setting or the piece of information, whether it's a puzzle, a scene, a weapon, whatever it is, it makes that become more important. So as Austin said, you don't want to get into that too much because then the players are going to think everything's important and it's not.
Yeah.
We've talked in the past about having short descriptions. When you describe a graveyard to somebody, you don't need to describe every damn tombstone. You just need to say that there's a collection, you're in this dark, graveyard, the sun is down, the moon is high, the crows are chirping, and the smell of freshly turned soil. That's it.
For Pete's sakes, you don't have to just spend an entire page describing one tree.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I would hope not. Anyway.
I didn't do that, did I?
No, but J.R.R. Tolkien sure did.
That sounds like a J.R.R. Tolkien
I was just remembering when we did our Descent into Avernus stream, I literally stopped in the middle of a long read. It said, Watsy, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yep.
The thing was like half a page.
And it was about, getting into, Baldur's Gate. That was it. That was the whole half a page. You can definitely shorten it down to keep your players interested and not suddenly just see them all on their phones when scrolling through.
The DM is losing interest reading it, it's too long.
Then the players probably have to.
Right.
It's a good rule of thumb.
But anyways, this is a great tool when you want to get your point across of something important. 3 senses. My favorite is smell. That you can almost always...
And I think smell is always so good to go to as well because smell is something that we as people always remember. It's one of our better senses to remember things by. So
at last I have found the sword of pot. Wait, where's the sword? There's cloth here. It smells like failure. Perf!
That reminds me too much of my childhood.
Oh man, the smell of failure. Oh.
Yeah, I got a lot of that.
Doing great.
That'll do it for our Dungeon Master tip, 3 sense descriptors.
I totally stole it from Journey Quest.
Oh, it's funny.
Hey, thank you so much for all your support and watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. We are the hosts of the Crit Academy, a Dungeons & Dragons discussion podcast.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button.
And be sure to ring that bell. Get our latest content as we toss it out there, and it's good stuff.
Everyone loves fat loots and great D&D inspiration. Keep your blade sharp and spells prepared, heroes.